Welcome back to my channel, Math and Language, and we're going to tackle how to multiply radical expressions. Let's start. So let's start with the product rule. So it states here, the square root of a with an nth root multiplied to the nth root of b is equal to the nth root of the product of a and b. Remember, you can only do this pag parehas yung n, yung value ng n. Okay? Hindi mo siya pwedeng gawin kung yung isa ay cube root at yung isa ay square root. Dapat parehas sila na root. So let's have some examples. Example number 1, the basic. The square root of 50 times the square root of 2. Okay, so paano yun? Gagawin natin dyan, we can multiply them. Kasi parehas naman silang square root lang eh. So 50 times 2, that will be 100. Now, ano ba yung square root ng 100? That will be 10. And that's the final answer. Okay, next one. Example number 2. Paano naman kung may number outside the radical sign? For example, 3 squared 2 times 2 square root 3. Okay. So, pag ganyan, multiply mo lang parehas yung dalawang number sa labas, yung naka-red, as 3 times 2. At multiply mo parehas naman yung nasa loob ng square root. So, we have the square root of 2 times 3. Simplify it. 3 times 2 ay 6. At ang square, sa loob ng square root, that will be 2 times 3. That is also 6. So the final answer will be 6 square root of 6. Okay, next example. Paano kapag may variables na? For example, 5 square root of 2x squared multiply sa 2 square root of 3xy. So same din like kanina, yung multiply muna natin yung nasa labas ng radical sign. So 5 times 2. Ngayon, multiply naman natin yung nasa loob ng radical sign. So 2x squared multiply mo sa 3xy. Ngayon, simplify mo siya and you will get 5 times 2, that will be 10. At yung nasa loob ng radical sign, that will be 6x cubed y. Ngayon, pwede mo pang simplify yung x cubed. So that will be, ang factors nun ay x squared times x. So the square root of x squared, that will be x. So the final answer will be 10x square root of 6xy. Okay, next example tayo. Example number 4, distributive property. So, paano pag may ganito tayong example? The square root of 10 multiply to the quantity of square root of 2 plus the square root of 5. So dito, apply natin yung distributive property. So first step, square root of 10 times mo sa square root of 2, that will be square root of 20. Next, square root of 10, multiply mo siya sa square root ng 5, that will be square root of 50. So final answer na ba yun? Hindi pa, kasi pwede mo pang i-simplify yung square root of 20 and 50. So square root of 20, that will be square root of 5 times 4. At yung square root of 50 naman, that will be the square root of 25 times 2. Simplified further, yung 4 magiging, yung 4, lalabas mo na siya, magiging 2. Okay, so matitira yung 5 sa loob ng radical sign. Next. Plus, dun tayo sa right side naman, yung 25 times 2. Square root ng 25, that will be 5. So lalabas na siya. At yung 2, stay lang siya doon sa loob ng radical sign. So, final answer mo ay 2 square root of 5 plus 1 ng 5 square root of 2. Okay, moving on. Let's go to example number 5, FOIL method. We have an example of the quantity square root of 2 plus the quantity square root of 5. Tapos, times natin siya sa quantity square root of 3 minus the square root of 6. So, FOIL method, that will be square root of 2 times square root of 3. That will be square root of 6. Next, square root of 2 times mo lang square root, times mo siya sa negative square root of 6. That will be minus square root of 12. Ngayon, square root of 5, multiply mo sa square root of 3, that will be square root of 15, positive. And lastly, square root of 5, multiply mo siya sa negative square root of 6. So that will be negative minus square root of 30. Okay, so let's simplify it further. Ano ba bang pwede natin i-simplify dito? Ang pwede na lang natin ma-simplify ay yung square root of 12. Kasi yung iba ay hindi mo na pwede siyang i-factor na may perfect square, yung 12 lang. So that will be, yung 12 kasi is 4 times 3. So that, yun, magiging square root of 4 times 3 na lang siya. Simplify further, that will be 2 square root of 3. So the final answer will be square root of 6 minus 2 square root of 3 plus square root of 15 minus square root of 30. Alright, so last example tayo. Paano pag-FOIL method with variables. So same lang naman siya. Ito naman, variables lang naman. Okay, so we have the quantity, the square root of x plus the square root of y, multiply to the quantity square root of x minus the square root of y. So, multiply na natin siya, square root of x times the square root of x, that will be the square root of x squared. Next, square root of x minus square root of y will be minus squared xy, and plus square root of y, multiply mo siya sa square root of x, that will be plus square root of xy. And lastly, square root of y multiplied to minus square root of y, that will be minus the square root of y squared. At you may also have noticed that difference of 2 square siya. So mapapansin mo yung dalawang x square root of xy ay magka-cancel out. So matitira na lang ay yung square root of x squared minus the square root of y squared. So the square root of x squared, that will be x. At ang square root ng y squared, that will be y. So the final answer will be x minus y. Alright, so let's have a mini quiz. I'll give you 5 items and I'll give you 10 seconds. And of course, you may pause the video naman to answer this one. And after the 10 seconds, I will reveal the answers. Okay? Alright, so here are the answers. Number 1, square root of 6 times mo siya ng square root of 6, that will be 6. Number 2, 2 square root of 2 times mo ng 8, that will be 8. Number 3 naman tayo. If we have the square root of 9x cubed, multiply it to 2 times the square root of 5x squared. So the final answer will be 6x squared, square root of 5x. And number 4, the square root of x multiply to the quantity square root of x minus square root of x ay 0. Kasi square root of x minus 1 ang square root of x ay 0. And last item is the quantity square root of 3x minus square root of y. Multiply mo siya sa the quantity square root of 3x plus the square root of y. The answer will be 3x minus y. Difference of 2 squares siya. And that's the end of the lesson on how to multiply radical expressions. Ang next video natin will be about how to divide radical expressions. Again, this is James, your math and language instructor. If you would like to comment or suggest another math and language video or kung may assignment kayo, please comment down below. And thank you. Please like and subscribe and also click the bell notification para updated kayo sa bagong video ng math and language. Thank you and see you.